Guys, Jsnow, and this is a fucking rant on Dayz 0.60 release. My god, it is the worst release probably in the history of Dayz. It wasn't even as bad when the game first came out. So, I am really annoyed because you can't get on the fucking servers. What the fuck? The patch was the most hyped patch in Dayz's history because it comes with a new renderer, which is supposed to fix all the FPS and all the problems of Dayz, or most of them. And they only decided to put about like 20 or 12 servers. I counted all the servers I could possibly join, and they basically said, oh, let's wait 4 months and freaking hype this shit up, and then we'll put only 1,200 people on a game where millions have bought it. Mind blown. I don't understand this, and their logic to back this up is to say, oh, not everybody's supposed to play on an experimental server. And I'm like, but only 12 or 20 servers? Not only did you tweet out that, they tweeted out 2 weeks ago saying the patch will come sooner than you expect. And they deleted the tweet, and of course the patch never came out for another 2 weeks. And they randomly put it up with almost no servers. And now everybody's super pissed because you can't get onto a server. They're either A, crashing, or they're already full. And it's now been a full 24 hours plus since they released the servers, and they're still full or crashing. And it's just a total mess. And the biggest fuck you to everybody is the streamer servers. Now, I stream too, but you have to be extremely popular, basically getting on the knees and sucking the dick of Dayz. And I'm a hardcore Dayz fan, but I definitely don't kiss ass when shit like this happens. And you get your own server. So of course I'm not going to name any of the streamers. It's not their fault. It's more of Dayz's developers' fault. Because why should you have a server? Now, here's the reason behind this. So when a game usually gives the streamers their own server, it's to promote the game. It's not to better the people. I see some people saying, oh, this is a great idea. I love that the streamers are streaming and everybody else can't get in. What kind of fucking attitude is that? But anyway, what do you call it? It's to promote the game and make it look good. It's PR, not to help anybody. Not even the streamer itself. Yeah, it helps the streamer a little bit, but it's not even directed to help the streamer. So right now, if you go on the Dayz Twitch channel, you'll see a few top streamers in perfectly because they were given their own private servers to play on. And you know what the best part about that is? If the streamer decides, hey, fuck everybody, they don't have to add anybody on the they don't have to add anybody to the server. So I did notice there's a couple of streamers that are allowing people on the server, and I noticed there's also servers with like 2 people on it because nobody wants to add anybody on the server. So that, I think it's the biggest fuck you, because Dayz, I think, is one of the only few companies that cannot afford to do this. Because A, their PR, let me just move this a little bit. Their PR is extremely horrendous. And right now, I think the attitude that's coming from the devs is, you know, fuck the players, we'll do what we want. Which I'm actually going to agree with. Yeah, that's an attitude you should probably have for your game. You should not have random people on the internet telling you what should be in your game. Now, right now I'm being a little bit hypocritical, but that's the truth. You don't want random people running your game. But the problem is, if you're gonna go with that logic, you better make sure it's damn good, because right now it's not. So whatever they're doing just completely fucked everyone. And this is where I'm heartbroken a little bit. And because I've been playing Dayz since the mod, and the mod was obviously the best days of Dayz. There's hands down. There's almost no arguing that. And I saw some posts on Reddit, and I made a post on Reddit about the servers being down on, I think, the games Reddit, where they have civil discussions, not the meme gaming part of Reddit. There's like 2 different ones. I think gaming's for memes and then games for actual discussion. And I was really sad to see one guy responded to me, and he said exactly what I was thinking. He was like, I quit Dayz a while ago, but then I saw that 0.60 in the render was coming out. So it gave me, I think the words he used was like curiosity or something like that. So he had a little bit of curiosity, so he was like, hey, you know, might as well download the game and see what happens. Now, of course, you don't expect to get on the server right away because it's a brand new thing. But he said he tried for a bunch of minutes, like half an hour or something. And then he just said, I was super salty, and I just stopped. You're gonna kill Dayz. His comment is exactly why Dayz is going to die. Because you can't do things like this, and then what you don't need people like me. People like me are going to probably keep playing your game until the day it dies. Or if it's ever finished. But you don't need people like me. You need those people who quit a while ago to come back. And when you're showing off the fact that streamers are like, I guess, higher class people and we're like the lower class or something, and you also only put like a very minimal amount of servers. Speaking of the servers, I think there's only one server for all of Australia. Can you believe that shit? Who's the genius who thought, okay, they're in the briefing room like, okay, right now. Alright, we have a bunch of countries that they play DayZ in right now. So, we have the country of Australia. Australia, you know, they're not really good with the gaming stuff at the moment. There's a lot of laws and all that bullcrap. I feel sorry for you Australian people. There's so much BS that you have to go through to play your games. But anyway, they're sitting there on a table basically going, Australia, alright, we will dedicate one 60-slot server for 60 people to go in for all of Australia to enjoy. So they have low ping because the server's in Australia. But only 60 people. And then everybody around the table's like, aye. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? Australia's a freaking continent. It's huge. Like, I know the middle, like, is just full of deadly animals that will try to kill you that obviously can't play DayZ. I mean, it's kind of funny if you think about it. Like, now Australians, if they can't get into the servers, instead of just playing DayZ, what they should do is just walk out in their backyard and just survive against the snakes and kangaroos and random crazy shit, the spiders in Australia. You know, they do get the DayZ experience if you think about it. All kidding aside, that is just so underwhelming, and I just feel like they really underwhelmed. They took the community for granted. They're downplaying this, like, oh, you know, it's not our fault. Experimental servers are meant to be tested. While that is true, if you're only gonna let a few people in and give special access to even fewer people, I don't know how you could argue that point. And it makes me sad because I think this patch was the make or break for DayZ, and they're on borrowed time right now. The borrowed time is basically because of other games. Right now, there's H1Z1. Now, some people hate it, some people like it, but they actually are reworking their zombies right now, which DayZ hasn't really done anything for. So they're right now reworking their zombies, and they're actually working on, I'm not sure if it's a new map or a redone map. I can't actually confirm that, but they call it Z2. I'm not sure if it's a redone map or a new map. So, speaking of, you know, DayZ, they are way ahead of DayZ as far as their plans are going. And if it wasn't for the issues with the game, the game actually technically still is kicking DayZ's ass. Let's be honest here. Just going by streams alone, H1Z1 is way more popular than DayZ. And even though they did separate it into Battle Royale mode, which doesn't have any zombies, they're actually going to add a mode where it's going to be Battle Royale, but you're going to have to also defend against zombies too. And I think that will just, if it works out, I think that will just flat out kill DayZ, because that literally gives everybody what they wanted. Zombies to fight, intense player fights, and the survivor games, or whatever they call it with DayZ. And speaking of survivor games, they're bringing that back for .60, but obviously it's going to be a total shit show. I can almost guarantee it. It's going to be horrible. I have no hope for the survivor games, especially the last couple survivor games really sucked because people were getting killed by, like, innocent glitches. Like, I think a popular streamer, one survivor game, actually got killed by a freaking fence. Like, damn. And that reminds me, I'm not even talking about the bugs. Like, there are bugs in .60. There are a lot of bugs. The second you open the game, there's a major audio bug that messes up the audio for your whole entire channel. So, oh man, I'm wheezing. I guess I'm ranting so hard. When I open DayZ, my mic sounds completely different and it messes up my whole stream. Like, how does a bug in a game fuck your whole computer? I don't actually understand that. And what's funny is when you tab out of DayZ, the bug fixes itself. But then when you go right back into DayZ, it's completely back and fucked up. So right now, if you try to go on DayZ, I'm actually going to try to stream after this, believe it or not. I've already streamed twice. And for almost an hour and 30 minutes, I've just been clicking the servers, hoping to get in, and getting kicked out over and over again. And even when the server drops to 0 out of 60, you still don't get into the server. It literally says 0 or 5 out of 60, and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna get in. It's happening! Oh my god! Server connected failed. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. And I've noticed streamers are on, I was watching one of the top streamers, I guess he didn't have his server up or something, so he was literally with 3,000 people watching a server screen. And it's like, good job promoting your game. Now people are going to look at your game, people want to come back, and they're going to see a loading screen. I call it the loading screen boss. Very few have slayed the loading screen boss. The loading screen boss is it's like a Dark Souls boss or something. Like, you know, loading screen boss is like absolutely insane. One shot kills everybody trying to get into the loading screen. Very few actually make it and get to actually play the game. And then the loading screen boss resurrects from the dead. Basically, when the server crashes, the loading screen boss resurrects from the dead and just freaking smites you, or whatever you want to call it. And you have to fight him all over again. That is not fun. And a funny thing I did, I was doing this on stream because I was just so pissed trying to click into the servers, and I was like, how do these people sit? I see on Reddit comments, people are saying, I tried for 4 hours and still didn't get in. This shit is going to send people to the psych wards. This shit is crazy. Like, you're going to have somebody in a wheelchair come into the psych ward, you know, slowly, just come back, it's going to be like, with a stone face. And the doctor's going to be like, okay, what is your reason for coming into the psych ward today? And the guy's going to be like, the servers. I was trying to get into servers. And the doctor's going to be like, wait, what? Okay, what are you talking about? And the guy's like, servers, I mean, they said that it will be sooner than we expected. They said it will be sooner. And then 2 weeks later, there was no servers. And then all of a sudden the servers were there. And then I was like, oh my god, I can play DayZ. And oh man, I was so excited. And then I kept clicking the server and I kept saying connecting failed. But there was only a couple of people on the servers. It was 48 out of 50 slots. I swear to God, I had the last 2 slots. I gotta fucking play Dayz 0.60. You know, it just fucking starts to get out of hand. Like, all joking aside, that's like basically what's happening. That's why I stopped, because that literally would have been me in the fucking wheelchair if I kept for another like 30 minutes trying to get into the servers. So I think this launch is an absolute failure. And on the closing point, which I think Seal puts the nail in the coffin, no major gameplay things were added. It's a game. The game needs gameplay. I know there was a huge FPS problem, but considering you completely butchered the release, fishing isn't gonna do shit. I know there's some people saying, oh my god, we finally have fishing, bro. You know, let's go high five, get a little lunchbox, and let's go fishing while the fucking zombies are trying to crawl at me. Like, it's a zombie game. You're supposed to kill zombies. It's also a survival game. You're supposed to survive against other players too. Yes, fishing is a type of survival, but who in their right mind paid $30 to play DayZ and sit there for 5 hours probably trying to catch a fish? And that's another thing. I don't know how fishing is because I can't get into the goddamn server. But anyway, who knows if fishing is good? But fishing is not going to save your game. Fishing is not going to bring people back. And there has been some map changes for the good. But I can't get into the server. They actually added a town in one of the spots on the map where a lot of people get really bored because they have to walk like 30 minutes to Electro. I'm super excited for that because I hate running into Electro. The fact that I can actually do something on my way to Electro sounds pretty fucking awesome. But I can't get into the servers. So, we'll have to see. I will do a review on 0.60 once I'm actually in the game. But who the hell knows when that will be. So I will do a review. Aside from this rant, the rant won't be a part of it. Yeah, I will mention that, yeah, the 0.60 launch was still shit. We're not gonna ignore it. Like some of the fanboys. Some of the fanboys are doing, like, the fanboys who are in the servers right now are not complaining. They're like, oh my god, I'm playing my game. And it's like, everybody else is just suffering. So, that's just my rant on fucking DayZ. I love the game, but I think you blew it. I think they blew it. I mean, they blew the goodwill of the customers. I think that's how it is. The game, in my honest opinion, I don't think it will ever get finished, or it'll pull a War Z, where the game is finished, yet the game is not actually finished, but they just say it's finished, so they're done with. And the only thing that's holding them back, the only thing that is holding that, I think the only reason in my honest tinfoil, you know, putting the tinfoil hat on, tinfoil hat, nice and secured. Alright, now the tinfoil hat is on. I think the only reason why the game is still getting updates is because it's made by Bohemia Interactive, who has a good fan base with Arma 3 and all that stuff, and they supported Arma 2 for a ton, and they have a high reputation to hold up. And I think they think DayZ was a disaster for them, but now they have to keep DayZ on life support or whatever, because if they kill off DayZ, their company will go under, like, in a snap of the fingers. They will be known as that company. Like, what is it called? I forgot. See, that's another thing. People will forget pretty quickly anyway. But, whoever the fuck made War Z, I don't remember who made War Z, but the same thing. The same company, Sergi, what is it, Sergi Tioff? Everybody knows that name. They still remember that. That name, Dean Hall, or whatever you want to call it, will always haunt the game. And people will know the second they see anything that touches the hands of any of these Daisy developers. I don't know the names by heart. I do know one, but I don't want to do name dropping. But they'll know that guy as that guy who never finished that super popular early access game, and the money will not come, which they deserve if they do not fix the shit. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I guess thumbs up or whatever. What a crazy shit, but I'm just pissed. And right now, I'm going to go try to slay the loading screen boss. So wish me luck. I'm going to go equip some armor and stuff, and we're going to see if we can actually slay it this time, or am I going to just metaphorically blow my brains out and just play Overwatch? Which I almost forgot to mention. Overwatch is out. They actually released a free beta. Just download Battle.net, and you will completely forget about DayZ. I mean, the game's really good. I will also be doing a review on that.